just a couple minutes here. Finish up things. Test. Move. Okay. Okay. 10 minutes late. I had 4 things apparently to update: Windows, OBS software, my chat plugin, and oh yeah, my graphics driver. All I had to update. I completely forgot about a couple of them, so I was a little took me a little bit longer than I expected. So I'm a little bit late. Apologies. It is on me. It's my fault, but I had forgotten about a couple of them. Oh, got a set of things on my wish list that are on sale. Probably not going to buy any of those though right now. The ones I definitely want to play at some point, but I don't think I want to worry about buying them right now. Pretty sure I don't. For the time being. Okay, ready to shift all my stuff over to the side? Let's go. Every single time I play this game. It's like I said before, it's not so old that it does the problem with my streaming window getting shifted out of place, which is something that things like Darkness Within used to do and Black Mirror and stuff used to do that kind of stuff. So it's not that bad, but it does shift so that I basically end up after I'm done streaming having to like re maximize one of my windows and stuff. So okay. Here, right? Yeah, and I have to apologize for last Saturday. Just got to the point where I could feel myself starting to get frustrated because I wasn't being smart about combat, and I didn't want to get upset on the stream or anything. So I just bailed a little early to make sure that I didn't get upset. Plus, we'd already been streaming for like something like 3 hours, so it wasn't like I had not done it, spend any time with it or whatever. Okay, I don't remember if we talked to him last time or if we just saw him over here. I think we talked to him, but I'm not 100%. So let me see if he might just say, like, my apologies, I have nothing to ask, or whatever it is he says. I don't remember anymore what he says. Something kind of like that, though.
I need your assistance to clarify certain points. Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
Excuse me, I'm distracted. That's right. Right, so we got... Penzi took the key only to help Walter Jones. Confirms he opened Walter Jones' safe. She said Walter Jones was wearing this chain. And this was not a match. But I have... Because we're not trying to find out who opened the safe. We're trying to find out if the chain around his neck was still.
The clues do not match.
I think it's close. There's something we have wrong. Let me see. What is this one? So what exactly does he say about that?
Huh. Sonia Jones is an unscrupulous young woman with a lot of nerve. It's she who's the thief. It's she who took possession of the papers that I found in the safe. For I recognize that I took the documents.
You know what? Hang on. Let me... Sound. Let's turn this down. This gets me in trouble every time, apparently. Apparently there's like a bunch of copyrighted music on this game or whatever. So we just won't worry about the music. It's fine. Yeah, so let's go back to this. Okay, let's do this again.
Huh. Sonia Jones is an unscrupulous young woman with a lot of nerve. It's she who's the thief. It's she who took possession of the papers that I found in the safe. For I recognize that I took the documents that were in the safe, and I'm even proud of it. I thereby obeyed the orders of Walter Jones. I had to make myself familiar with his testamentary dispositions to fulfill his last wishes. And between us, Inspector, I was more than surprised that Walter Jones had finally decided to disinherit his whole family. Yes, very surprised.
Right. Okay. So I guess what I want probably for a document is not this, but something that says, is this one? Says, no. This is the actual marriage. Where's the will? It's not this, right? No, that's the invitation for the wedding. These are the actual like vows. Oh, maybe it's up here. Oh, I don't need that stuff. I don't need like receipts of things. I need a will. Where is trial opposing Colio? Where? Because we got the will at some point. We actually got into the safe. Yeah, it's not there. I want to check in and make sure I didn't miss something, but it's not there. Firing the employees. Inheritance. Menu, that's everybody on the island. Yeah, this is all. Where is my... Where's the actual will? I swear we recovered that, didn't we? Pretty sure we already got the actual will. Not liking this. Well, crap.
The
No,
clues
that's not-
do not match.
It's not what I meant. It's not what I meant. Sorry. I meant, I didn't move over. I didn't return. Get out of that. Inventory is what I wanted. There goes to his safe. Which one is his room? Hey, Silo, welcome. Okay, we have the key to Walter Jones's safe. So I want to get... Yeah, I said before you got on the stream, but I apologize for how I just kind of suddenly quit Vampire the Masquerade last weekend. I just started getting really frustrated. Actually, I already was frustrated. Calmed down a little bit, but started getting frustrated again, and was like, I don't want to keep getting upset on the stream, so I just gotta like calm down. So I stopped the stream. We'd already been going for something like 3 hours anyway, so. Oh, his is up above, isn't it? It's actually not the one that's across the hall from us. I was thinking that was that, but no, Walter Jones is going to be whatever it is, the third from the highest level, I think. Whatever that is, 20. Is that just up 1 or up 2? I don't remember now. Not what I meant. Hang on. I meant elevator so I can see what floors there are. Hey, Monmouth, welcome. Yeah, I think it's 20. And this is his suite.
I need a key to open that door.
But I have this. Does this not work?
My key card doesn't give me access to this door.
Oh, can I do this? That's a safe key, isn't it? Oh no, that is the key to the apartment there. Yeah. Okay, here's his room. And hopefully we'll find more, like find the last clue we need to solve this current objective. I probably don't have anything that that's supposed to take. So I guess we'll... Oh. The red button? Yeah. I probably need to put something in there. Is probably what needs to happen. So I'll do that later, I guess. I don't think there's anything else here. Hidden in the painting? No. Edges of this. I think this is all tied to this mechanism. So probably nothing new, I would think. That's that way. Examine over here. I don't get anything, right? Yeah, I mean, it's just a small little like mini lounge area or whatever, but still. Okay, let's just kind of go around the outside so we don't miss something. Do, do, do. That's not a lever, I guess. I don't know if this is a bar to hold, so when you step in, you don't slip. Not sure. This looks like more like a barber chair or a chair you get in for haircuts. And a handle here also. I'm not sure what you do with this. I can't tell from here what this is supposed to be. It's not a bidet or anything, so I don't know what this would be. By a small little hot tub. This could be a heat lamp, but if this is a heat lamp, then you would presume this would be more like a tanning bed or something. So I don't think that's what this is either. I don't know what that is. But I'm not rich, so I don't have things like this in my random rooms. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in here. Interestingly, because I would think it's a broad, open enough area. You'd think something in here would be interactable, but nothing is letting me do anything with any of that. So I don't know. And I cannot interact with this handle here. I guess this is nothing for now. Wonder if that changes. I don't have a problem with the game having certain extravagances just to demonstrate the opulence of Walter Jones's life. I'm just saying, like, I'm kind of surprised it's like a whole area opened up. We can access this from here, though, just not from the side on the other screen, interestingly. This is the safe, right? Another safe. Use this on this again. There we go. So it opens
A billionaire with an empty safe is not very normal. What could Jones have been hiding in his safe to the point of whetting appetites to this extent?
Yeah, the key was to his suite as well as his safe. That seems like not a smart idea, but I'm not gonna pretend I know what exactly was going on. Okay, so we got this one done. So what did W. Jones' safe contain? Is Nolan responsible for the theft? Kiddie pool and a place like this. Yeah. Very good, very good. Yeah, we do know some of this. So let me, if I go to Nolan, he confirms he opened the safe and took stuff out of it. Okay. Don't know that we have any material stuff right now, material components or anything. I might be able to pull some prints. I guess I should examine it more closely and see. And then there are documents. One of those is almost certainly going to be... See, we had a conversation where he talked about how the will got changed. Where he switched it so that... Is it in... Maybe it's in this declaration of... Where is that? His deck is like marriage vows. Is it in here? So these are all the goods Biana was bringing from her father. And then according to tradition, I say before all that I consent to adopt the customary laws of the Maldives. Blah, blah, blah. I state that if one of us were to die, all of his or her goods would go to first the one living on this island. So if Walter dies, it all goes to Baina. If Baina died, then it would all the stuff that came with her from Kylo. I don't remember his last name. Anyway, from her father, that would go to Walter instead. And then from there to the relatives. So if Walter and Baina both died, then it would go to Kahlo, that's his name. Then it would all go to Kahlo because they're relatives living on the island. All of his other grandchildren and stuff were not living on the island. They just were visiting because they were summoned to it. And then lastly to the children and their descendants born from our union and to no one else. So all those grandchildren no longer. So it is this. It is that. I think the safe contained wedding rings. I think. I'm trying to remember. No. These came from this. Did this come out of the safe? Crap, I don't remember from last time what came out of the safe. Maybe it's these two. Because these are like condoms and receipts and a dirty rag and some splinters in the windowsill. None of this stuff. So it might be these two. I don't remember now for sure. Marriage ceremony to take place in the Maldivian rites will take place in the chapel. That doesn't really. Oh, maybe we found this in the safe too. I don't remember what we found in the safe or not. Oh, she stole the items from the safe. What does his say? Confirmed he opened it, but he did not steal it. What's his other one? Pretends that he took the key only to help W. Jones. I'll leave that up there, I guess. So Sonia took stuff from the safe. And was she with Marco? I don't remember if she was with her brother or anything, or her husband. I don't remember. He's not said anything tying him to that. Nor is Marco. Accepted the marriage. That doesn't say who got in the safe. So I think I probably need to talk to more people. I don't think I have enough evidence yet. Anyway, okay, so let me again here. Nope, that's not what I meant. Crap. Can I examine? Examine this again. There we go. Have to go to the corner, I guess. First to the one living on the island. So if the island would say sink, for example, parts where that detail is mentioned, well, would be nullified. Yeah, yeah. I don't actually know. It's for sure a possibility. Okay. Let me. Oh, sorry. What I want inventory.
Who could have opened this safe?
We don't have any pictures here, though. So unless I get something tied with that. So if I do this, it just closes the safe and doesn't actually try to apply any fingerprints. Oh, there we go. Oh, is that in the picture that I took and I just missed it? Yeah. There we go. Okay, so I need to do a comparison now. This.
Correct match.
Nolan certainly left his imprints on the safe. Sonia didn't lie on this point.
Okay. But of the things I need, picture's not one of them. Pictures or prints. So that's not going to be something I use currently. But okay, let's. I was hoping Sonia's prints were on there as, instead of Denolan, because Denolan already confessed to grabbing stuff out of the safe, or to opening the safe to look to try to grab stuff, but it was already gone. Sonia also confessed, but to taking the stuff out. That doesn't tell us whether the order of things was correct. See, she said she opened the safe and took the stuff before Nolan could get there, and then Nolan said he got there and it was empty. So, well, I don't know. I don't know actually what exactly I'm trying to figure out with that. What's that? Manual explaining the operations for Walter Jones' wheelchair and the remote control. Normally fixed on the wheelchair, this remote control disappeared from the crime scene. Okay. That's document. That's not going to tie to this, though. That'll be for something later. Probably, at least. Yeah, that whole bottom part or bottom half or whatever of the lobby is all full of water now. So slowly but surely this hotel is not going to be around all that much longer. And all because apparently people could not heed Lorenzo Battaglieri's warning that the structure was not sound and it was going to start sinking. So that's too bad. It's a nice hotel. But yeah. Okay. Request for physical domiciliation of foreign commercial companies. Dear sir, Further to your request, as well as to the regularization of your naturalization file, we inform you of the favorable decision by the Commercial Court of the Maldive Republic's judge on December 3rd, 2005, according to the Jones Company, which you represent, the right to be included in the Commercial Company Register, election privilege of your headquarters on our territory. Your company's headquarters has been registered at the following address: Jones Company, Segura Island, Jones Tower, BP 35446, Maldives. Please accept the expression of our most distinguished sentiments. Most distinguished sentiments, huh? Not sure if that actually makes sense in English or not. I get the idea, but a sentiment is like an implied meaning or a feeling behind some words or an action, right? I don't know, I guess it makes sense. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Clerk of the Court, Guni Sabu. This one. Dear Sir, further to the Commission's session on the Saleh Court's naturalization of foreign nationals, held on November 22nd, 2005, so this is before the other one, I guess, I inform you of the favorable decision made regarding your naturalization demand. In order for us to be able to establish the Maldive national passport that you have requested, please pass by our office and sign the nationality engagement, as well as the registration documents for your file. Please accept the expression of our most distinguished sentiments. Bureau Chief, Tom Khanna. Why on earth would you want remote control for a wheelchair? Of course, I don't expect a person using it to sit on all the time. I'd think whenever it's not used, it would be close by anyway. I'm not totally sure, but I think the idea with the remote control is, let's say you have somebody who's a paraplegic or quadriplegic or who otherwise, for whatever reason, needs the wheelchair. And let's say they have a condition that might, from time to time, cause them to go unconscious or something. If they're in a place where they might be in danger if they don't move, like let's say there's the tides coming in, they're maybe not on the sand, maybe there's like a wooden boardwalk or something, but the tide's going to come in and over, like cover the boardwalk and cover their chair or something. They need to move that chair out of the way. If they happen to also in that same situation have fallen unconscious or something, or maybe it's not even their condition does that normally, but somehow for some reason they've fallen unconscious, you might not be able to drag their body out of the chair, and you sure probably cannot drag the whole chair and their body as well if it's bulky like the model he had is, right? Because Walter's model is like, it's got like an engine and crap in it that you don't normally have in a wheelchair, right? Even an electric one, yes, you've got an engine technically. I'm just saying, like a car engine type of like super heavy. His wheelchair was very, very heavy. It looked like, at least. So maybe you can't move that, and if he's unconscious for some reason, then he can't move it. So if you have a remote, you could move it for him and get him out of harm's way. I think that's the idea. It's kind of like it's probably not going to be something you'll need to use, but in the unlikely case that you do need it, it's good to have it, kind of thing. Since these are medical professionals that, or at least in that regard, not that they're going to give you open heart surgery or something, but they're professionals in terms of medical equipment. They probably have seen over years different situations happen that maybe they were not prepared for. So on later models, they start adding new features to help when X, Y, and Z all happen at the same time coincidentally. You have this that we've now added that can help you manage that situation. I think that's the idea. Obviously, like what you said is correct, though. If you're the one in the wheelchair, you're not going to be like, ooh, let me remote control myself around, probably, right? But yeah, I think it's for somebody else who, like a caretaker or something, who's watching over you in case you're, for whatever reason, not able to move something yourself. It doesn't even have to be something extreme like you fell unconscious either. Maybe you're diabetic and that's why you're in the chair. Things have gone poorly for you over the years, and so your body has continued to deteriorate. And you want to move yourself in the chair, like use a little joystick or something with your right hand, let's say, or left hand, whatever. But you have a shooting pain going up your arm, and so you can't move it. And because that pain, sometimes people with diabetes often will have like sudden shooting pain, like and they can't do anything, and like it really starts to bother them a lot, and they can't control like a grip and stuff. So in something like that kind of situation, I could see it being useful. Again, it's not going to be very common, but I do think it is useful to have sometimes. And yes, in that situation, the person in the wheelchair would not be the one using the remote. That doesn't make sense, obviously. Okay, I guess that's it. So he's got his bed and his wardrobe and all this other stuff, right? And then you've got a safe here. You've got this front open area that doesn't have all that much in it other than the safe. You've got this, and then you've got over here in the bath. Now, this wanted something. We did not acquire anything that would go there, right? Yeah, it doesn't look like it to me. So I'm not sure. Huh. Okay. So I think we go back, talk to Denolent again, and then we talk to Sonia. Maybe? Some of these people have not given me any reason to think that if I were to talk to them that we'd get useful information. That being said, it doesn't mean anything. They might have just not felt particularly conversational with us, and so kind of kept certain information back. Definitely doesn't rule people out being suspects, potentially. Okay, and then where do we come? Was that from the other side over here? I'm trying to remember where on the heliport lounges, which side on the heliport lounges we were to get. Oh, I see. Is there even anything over on the side then? Because I usually go through those other doors right there. I didn't remember there being an area over here. But I don't think there's going to be anything here. It's not looking like it. Looks just like it's desks. That type of thing. So probably nothing. Yeah. I think it's nothing. Okay. I'm not confused anymore. For a minute, I was like, wait, I don't know this view, this perspective. Where's this? I know now, though. Up. Bro, you're going too fast. Slow down. Slow your ass down. I can't barely even catch my breath. Okay. Denolent was down the side here. Yep.
Excuse me, just one question. It won't be too long. Excuse me, could someone help me decipher this user's manual?
It was workers from the Herb Deckhart Company who assembled the special equipment. Mr. Jones wanted the best wheelchair in the world, and that cost him a fortune, I can tell you. But Jones told me not to get mixed up with it. I have enough money to buy myself all the wheelchairs that exist on this lousy planet, was roughly what he said. I leave you to think about that, Inspector Norm.
Thanks. We're sure to meet again.
He said he could buy all the wheelchairs in the world. Suck on that, piece of crap, Inspector. Fine, I will. Maybe I'll take it like a nice big ice cube and stick it in my cheek and just mull it over for a while. What do you think about that, huh? Probably nobody on this side, I'm guessing, but previously there was nobody over there, and now Nolan's over there, so maybe. Yeah, no, okay. Thought it was pretty unlikely, but definitely possible. So that's what we talked to Nolan's about? Seems like that was kind of a waste of our time, honestly. Yeah, let me go to floor 17. See if Sonia's still there, first of all. And then if she is, see if I can talk to her. It's down. Oh, nope, nope. Where is... Oh, we're at the bottom? I thought 17 was the bottom. That's my mistake. Then we actually do need to go across the way here. Yeah, take these. This will have 17. 17's for sure the floor where it is. I just didn't remember that I needed these elevators. Yeah, she's still there. Okay, Sonia. What do you have to say for yourself, sister friend?
I'm all yours, Inspector Norm. I mean, in a manner of speaking.
Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
Okay, so nothing there. Who's gonna know more about stuff with the safe? Because I need at least one more declaration. I don't know. I guess I just try person by person. I'm not sure who's gonna have a specific answer for me. Oh, Lorenzo is gonna be all the way up on top now, I think. I think he's in his office again. So we'll, not now, we'll talk to people on these floors first, and maybe the lobby as well. But well, second floor lobby, first floor is no longer usable. But I'll try to remember to go all the way to the floor 22 or whatever to talk to Lorenzo. Oh, this is Denolan's place. That's right. We just talked to him. We're not going to find, I don't think at least, anything else in his actual suite. So, Clara and Billy's. Are they even here? I don't remember. I know. Yeah, I know. As I say, Clara is with Christina right now. She's on the bed with like a headache or something like that. So I guess nobody here currently on 15. I think this is their Marco and Christine's suite. Yeah. Or Christina, I guess. My mistake.
I'm hoping to ask you some questions. Do you know what was in Walter Jones's safe?
No, and also I couldn't care less. I expect nothing from this jerk, and that's it.
I get it.
She's like, he's a piece of crap. Please don't ask me about him ever again.
I need you to enlighten me on a point. Do you know what was in Walter Jones's safe?
You have to ask Marco, Jack. This concerns his family. I am an outsider. You understand?
I understand.
Yeah. So we need to find Marco. Sonia didn't have anything more for us. So Marco, Billy. I don't think Martin, Sonia's husband's going to have anything either, since Christina didn't and Clara didn't. Neither of them. Clara is Billy's girlfriend. Or fiance, I don't remember which it is. I guess lobby? I don't know where. Wait, what's over? This is. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody in here, but let me check and see if Martin happens to be here. I think Martin's up on the helipad level still, like out in the storm. Checking out how cool it looks or some such. But, and then, I guess Marco, yeah, I don't know. I know some places to check, I just don't know where they are, for sure. So I guess, let's go down to the lobby too, see if anybody's there. I think Marco was there last time, but I don't remember for sure. Pretty sure somebody was. Dining room. Nobody's here. No. Okay. Ah, there's Baina. She and Kahlo came to the hotel after all. I haven't talked to either of them. I thought they were. I mean, I didn't think they were swept away by the storm, but I thought they would have been on a boat or something instead.
I warn you, the rules have changed. I am the inspector officially in charge of the investigation of the murder of Walter Jones, and I therefore have all powers at my disposal to bring this investigation to a close. Did Walter Jones wear this chain around his neck?
She confirmed it. Clueless talking, yeah. That's right. Facts of autopsy.
You are not a forensic expert, right? So you can't help me at all in interpreting Walter Jones' autopsy report.
That'd be a no.
The autopsy makes me think that Walter Jones was killed by a bullet in the back, and not as a result of his fall from the Tortoise Belvedere. I therefore owe you an apology, miss. I think that you had no connection with his death.
She's like, I'm off the hook. I'm okay with that. Please, more of that. More of you're not guilty. Also, maybe you're beautiful and Walter was a fool how he treated you. Some of that stuff, too. That'd be great. I'm an inspector. Why would I be telling you that stuff? Yeah, let's start with this one. Hey, and Mia. My stream time is 1 hour ago is when I started. And I continue for at least one more hour. And I do that today and tomorrow. And also in 13 hours. So when this stream ends, or like basically an hour from now, in 12 hours, I have another stream. So basically I streamed 1 hour ago for a couple of hours. Then 12 hours later, I stream for a couple of hours. And then 8 hours after that, I stream for a couple of hours. So I do 3 streams on the weekends. Currently, that may change in the future. I would like to do a little more streaming and also a lot more uploading. I don't do much uploading at all. Almost none. It's close to zero. So I would like to do a lot more uploading. I need to work on getting my schedule rearranged so I can do that. But that doesn't apply to you necessarily because you were asking about streaming. So,
Do you know if Walter Jones was wearing something around his neck on the night of his death?
I mean, I get that she's trying to speak. I'm just confused why we would ask her a question like that if she, I mean, I don't know. I'll shut up. I don't want to say something and have somebody take it the wrong way. Anyway, I'm just that interaction wasn't especially helpful. Clue as far as clues go. But
Do you know what was in Walter Jones's safe?
no.
I get it.
Do you? Because one of the responses wasn't something I understood, but maybe you are better
Old
at that than I
Jones's
am.
kids and the attorney would have loved for us to die outside like dogs. Lorenzo saved our lives. We ought to be grateful, Baina. Lorenzo is a good person. Do you agree too, Baina?
Walter Jones was murdered. So we stop joking and respond correctly to my questions. Everyone got that? Did Walter Jones wear this chain around his neck?
Yes, I think this is Walter Jones's. I remember he always wore this necklace with a key.
With regard to Walter Jones, everyone plays the victim. But some people didn't refrain from trying to make him fall from his perch.
Walter Jones was not crazy. He was old, that's all.
You are not a forensic expert, right? So you can't help me at all in interpreting Walter Jones' autopsy report.
Where I come from, we respect the dead, Jack Norm. We do not cut them open like tuna fish to make them talk.
The autopsy is categorical. Walter Jones died from a bullet wound in his back, and not as a result of his fall from the Tortoise Belvedere. With all the doubts stemming from the circumstances, Baina has nothing to do with the death. Nevertheless, I would love to have your point of view on this.
It is clear. Baina never killed Walter Jones. Only an idiot could have thought that.
What were you doing at the hour of the crime, around 11 p.m.?
I passed the whole evening in my cabin waiting for my daughter.
Do you know if Walter Jones was wearing something around his neck on the night of his death?
That evening? I do not know, Norm.
Do you know what was in Walter Jones's safe?
This is not my business, Jack Norm. The secrets of Walter Jones, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I see now. Yeah, I get it.
I must take your fingerprints for the investigation.
I imagine that I really don't have a choice for the requirements of the investigation, Inspector.
Thanks.
Okay, we got his fingerprints.
At present, no more laughing. I am the representative of judicial authority on this island, and I have a murder on my hands. This family photo is very touching. I imagine that you learned to shoot because you have a gun in your hands?
This photo reminds me of the most beautiful moments with my grandfather. I remember that he gave us small camp rifles and took us to the foot of the acacia trees to shoot at little green monkeys that were stealing our provisions. It was a little barbaric as a form of entertainment, I give you that.
Did Walter Jones wear this chain around his neck?
I think so, Inspector.
You seem to me to have great skill as a marksman. Do you continue to practice this discipline, Marco?
This article is very flattering. I ought to know, Inspector. It's the press kit for my election campaign. It was written up by a very obliging journalist. I add that my drill sergeant liked me. He exaggerates my slight talent as a marksman. Today, I've certainly lost the touch. I've not fired a shot in a long time.
With regard to Walter Jones, everyone plays the victim. But some people didn't refrain from trying to make him fall from his perch.
Listen, Inspector, I have nothing to do with this. Billy and Sonia had their reasons, which I did not share. I can more or less understand them, but I don't subscribe to this type of method within the family. One can handle things in another way, it seems to me.
You are not a forensic expert, right? So you can't help me at all in interpreting Walter Jones' autopsy report.
My God, Inspector Norm, I know that in such circumstances the police stops at nothing to complete its investigation, but you could have still had the tact to inform us of your intention to proceed with my grandfather's autopsy.
The autopsy is categorical. Walter Jones died from a bullet wound in his back, and not as a result of his fall from the Tortoise Belvedere. With all the doubts stemming from the circumstances, Baena has nothing to do with the death. Nevertheless, I would love to have your point of view on this.
Oh, you can see that I'm staggered by this news, Inspector. My grandfather was murdered. I don't understand anything anymore, I confess. I can only count on you to shed light on this business as quickly as possible.
What were you doing at the hour of the crime, around 11 p.m.?
It seems to me that I have already answered this, Inspector. You ought to go and have another look at your notes.
Hey, I'm just clicking what's on the thing, dude. Don't get upset with me. The game's being a jerk to you, that's not my problem. Talk to the game.
I heard that there's a chapel somewhere. Do you know where it is?
A chapel? I never heard any talk about it. Maybe Lorenzo knows something. It's he who built the tower, after all.
Do you know if Walter Jones was wearing something around his neck on the night of his death?
I didn't pay a lot of attention, but I seem to remember that my grandfather indeed wore a small chain.
Do you know what was in Walter Jones's safe?
I confess I know nothing, Inspector. I dare to hope that in spite of this dreadful crisis that we've just undergone, the court will not prevent us from knowing the nature and content of the documents found there.
I understand.
Okay. So I think this is a red herring to throw you off. Meaning, I think he's still a good marksman currently, and saying he's lost touch is the red herring trying to throw you off. I think he's still a good marksman. I'm not saying he did the shot, but he very well could have. Why, I don't yet know if he is the guilty party, because you would think he would not have the motive if Walter Jones was supporting him. So we have some information we don't know yet if that's going to be the case. So that was pretty beneficial. Run through the dining room. We got Baena and I keep getting his name wrong. Colio? Is it Colio? Yeah, Colio. Okay. I don't know why the past, all the other streams we were fine. I didn't have a problem remembering his name. Today, apparently, I can't seem to retain it. So Colio and Baena and Marco. So nobody up here. I forgot you cannot go to the right from that. Go to the other side. Take it on the other side. And that's about all that song I can do. Because that is going to get me in copyright trouble, potentially, if I do too much. Although I do wonder how long will I slide and separate my side. Stop. So nothing over here. And this is just dining rooms over here? Nothing else? Oh, there's the kitchen. Oh, yeah, that's right. Billy is cleaning up. I think it's Billy.
I'd like to chat with you for a moment. According to your sister Sonia's declaration, you participated with her in the theft of some items that Hubert de Noland had just found in the safe.
I have nothing to hide. It's Noland who stole the key to my grandfather's safe and all that the safe contained. I know this because I was there. Sonia and I had decided to go in search of the old man, and it was then that we saw Noland come back to the tower. The guy was dripping wet. We were already puzzled, and even more so when we saw him take the elevator to my grandfather's floor. On the one hand, we were reassured because we were convinced that the old man was out of trouble in his apartment, And on the other hand, we were also puzzled by Nolan. What in the hell was he doing at such an unearthly hour at the old man's? So we decided to have a closer look. And that's how we discovered that the old man was not in, and that Nolan was busy burgling his safe. The attorney was checking out a box to be used for my grandfather's marriage with the young native of the island. We found him, and Nolan panicked. He mumbled some bullshit. Needless to say, we didn't believe it for a second. My sister reacted very swiftly, and she took back the items from Nolan. If not, he would surely have swiped them. There you have the full story, Inspector. I simply accompanied my sister, Sonia.
I thank you for your help.
So that's another declaration. So we got that and that. So I think we've got those now. We have Billy confirming what Sonia said, which explains why she stole the items. And you have Nolan confirming that he opened the safe and saw that the items were, or that he opened the safe, and then later they took the items. So I guess we need to talk to Lorenzo to find out where the wedding or where the chapel was. No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean. Oh, is that good enough? Oh, okay. I thought we needed
What was
another.
in Walter Jones's safe? Is Nolan responsible for the theft? Sonia, with Nolan's help, stole Walter Jones and Baina's marriage articles.
Okay. I was thinking we'd need one more, like a declaration
Reeves,
from Lorenzo or something.
the attorney and two heirs stole the objects in the safe. They wanted to stop the marriage ceremony between the old billionaire and the young Baina at all costs, a ceremony that could have happened post-mortem. I do think that in the eyes of some people, Baina is the enemy to be destroyed.
Yeah. Estates stir up longings and spawn the worst baseness, my friend.
Hey, Phil Fox.
You do your job, Jack. Interrogate all these people thoroughly. I want that murderer, Jack.
Automatic save. Okay, so our next objective is. See, we still need to resolve this one. So I don't know. That doesn't apply. That's the safe, not the chain. The key was on the chain, so that does tie to that. That's confirming that he was wearing his chain, yeah. Wore his chain as always. Look at this twice. Why? Was wearing is all we care about. We don't care if he always wore it. I don't think that's what we need, but let me do this in case. Doubling that up seems weird to me. I don't think that's what we want.
The clues do not match.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we want both of these. It's very weird. Okay, this is all stuff out Tortoise Belvedere. Actually, come to think of it, Walter Jones tried to attack Baena. Want that. Launch print on the key. The safe. Thought we had. Maybe not. I guess it might be these. Denolan's prints were on the key that Walter Jones wore around his neck on the evening of the murder. That does tie him to being around where the chain was anyway. Was wearing his chain. Key suspended from the chain. Yeah, that's wrong. I think. So what declaration do I want then? So that's not. See, most of these are about the inheritance and about invitations to the island, or about the ongoing lawsuit with the Maldivian government, but it doesn't really show stuff directly tied to his chain. So I think we're not close enough. So we don't have enough specifics yet. There is. I don't know that I have enough to open it though. What do I have in my inventory? There is that drawer up in Denolant's, I'm going to say office or whatever, but on that floor where his office is, in one of the back rooms. So maybe. So we can get to an elevator and take it up. Oh, I should have just gone up, down the stairs and back up. Oh well. Whatever. I'm going to go to 18, climb some stairs, and then go to 22 is Battaglieri's. 21 is Denolant's. Okay, let's start with Denolan's office. Go again to that back desk. I don't know that we have anything that will let me lift that drawer or whatever that was stuck to be able to get into that, but let me see.
This drawer is stuck.
Yeah, so I need something to pry that out. I don't think I have anything.
I can't do this. I definitely forgot something.
Yeah. I need like a, I don't know, like a pry bar or something. I don't have anything.
This does not work.
Yeah. I'm guessing this is like one of those floppy plastic ones. It's not very strong anyway. So I need to be able to open this. Maybe not for the current clue that we're working on, but I do need to be able to open this. Okay, so at some point. So I guess for now, I don't have a tool apparently for that. Back out again. We'll go up one floor to Batiglieri's. Talk to Lorenzo. Maybe he can tell me where the chapel is. Maybe I find a tool in the chapel if I'm able to even get to it. With the rain now flooding the first lobby floor, I'm not so convinced I'm going to be able to even get to the church, but maybe.
I must take your fingerprints for the investigation.
You're a cop, you're taking fingerprints. What could be more normal?
Thanks.
There's a guy, his fingerprints now.
I'm listening, Inspector. I want you to know that you can count on my total availability. I have a lot of free time now.
The items deposited in Walter Jones' safe clearly indicate that had he not been murdered, the marriage with Baina would have taken place and the heirs would all have been deprived of the estate.
Baina would have the queen's life that she so richly deserves. I understand better now why I could never totally hate this old fellow. He had a certain sense of justice, despite all his depravity.
Excuse me, could someone help me decipher this user's manual?
Well, to be frank, I was happy to be relieved from having to figure out the wiring plans for the special equipment on Walter Jones's wheelchair. I got to admit, I didn't know much about such things. But I remember having entrusted the plan of the tower to the design office of the Herb Deckard Company. The building of it happened during my break 2 years ago, so I don't know anything more, but I'm sure that the package insert will provide you with all the information you need.
I heard that there's a chapel somewhere. Do you know where it is?
Of course I know. I built it. You can find it in Walter Jones's bedroom. Unfortunately, he told others the way to get in, but not me. If you want to go there, I can't help you.
Interesting.
He told others the way to get in. I wonder if that means Colia or Baina know? And if they don't, then maybe one of his grandchildren. Despite the fact that they said that they did not know anything about a chapel. I don't know if there's anything more over here. I thought there was something on the floor, though, wasn't there? But we already did that. I think we already... Let me double check. Or maybe not. I think I'm thinking of something else. Either another game or some other place in this one. I don't remember now. Anyway.
I have to ask Lorenzo what this machine is used for.
And he says that, but we never apparently decide that it's important enough to ask Lorenzo. So it's not actually a thing, apparently. At least not right now. Maybe later. Maybe. Yeah, okay, so there's nothing else in here, I don't think. So I guess I ask Yeah. She's there. Well, actually, not just Sonia, but also Christina and Clara are all three there beforehand. I don't think any of them are going to know, but just in case, I will ask them if they know where or how to get in the chapel from Walter Jones' suite. There's that photo, that big portrait with the little small little inset, or a small little not an alcove. What do you call that? Like a niche, basically, or something in the wall. And it's like a mechanism, the door opened, and there's, I think clearly we're supposed to put something in there. I think it seems clear that that's what it is anyway. But I don't have anything to go in there. Unless it's his key again. I can't see that would be right, though. If he builds the chapel, surely he knows how to get in? Or was the door built by someone else? Well, that's kind of the impression I get, is that he built the chapel, and either originally he could get in, but like the lock was changed or something, or else he built the chapel, but then somebody else finished, like you're saying, finished off the door or something, so that then later the secret was between only Walter and anybody he specifically told, and the person that built the door or whatever. Wouldn't have been a locksmith, because it's not a standard lock, it's a mechanism. So whoever built all of that stuff. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. I think you're right. Okay, so we're going to go to 17 is where Sonia is. She probably doesn't know. I'm
Very
guessing
well.
it's
I'm waiting
Baina
for your
or
questions,
Colio,
Mr. Investigator.
But maybe.
The items deposited in Walter Jones' safe clearly indicate that had he not been murdered, the marriage with Baina would have taken place, and you would all have been disinherited.
Oh, well, Mr. Norm. Don't we say that all unhappiness brings its share of happiness? My grandfather is dead, and it's surely sad. But if he weren't dead, I would not have found these items. Isn't that so? And this vicious little Baina would have helped herself to our estate.
Without a doubt. Thank you.
So she just basically spoke support of her own motive for potentially killing him. I'm not saying she did, but I don't see a motive for it yet, but I have a feeling Marco might have been the one who killed Walter. But I don't have evidence for that enough to accuse him or anything. Need to find more before I can really do that. Oh, this is Denol once again. I keep forgetting. Flipped around. We want over... This is Billy and Clara's suite. They're not going to be in there. I want 14. Yeah. Now we go over here to the left. And like I said, I don't think any of these ladies are going to know. But since I'm already passing by them basically anyway.
I'm hoping to ask you some questions. The items deposited in Walter Jones' safe clearly indicate that had he not been murdered, the marriage with Baina would have taken place and the heirs would all have been deprived of the estate.
Walter Jones was a real scoundrel. You should believe me, Inspector. But he's dead. In this business, it's old man Colio and his daughter who are the losers. That's what I think. They're just unlucky. But after all, they haven't lost everything. This island and this tower remain theirs until it all disappears underwater.
Thank you.
Yeah, they haven't really lost everything. They're about to finish losing everything, but they've still technically not lost everything, so it's okay. Right.
I love interrogations. If I speak bad, then you correct me, right, Jack?
The items deposited in Walter Jones' safe clearly indicate that had he not been murdered, the marriage with Baina would have taken place and the heirs would all have been deprived of the estate.
Walter Jones was an evil man, Jack. Nevertheless, I thought that he still had a little affection for his grandchildren. I am too naive. Walter Jones was a real crook. And it seems to me that Collio and Baina almost came into a lot of wealth. Too bad for them.
Yes.
Christina seems like the type of personality where, if she were real, as long as you understand it's all fun and games and not actually serious, it's just joking, flirting, but not actual flirting. It's all just joking. As long as you understand that, seems like you could have a pretty fun time with her, like joking around about it. But obviously, keep in mind she's not serious when she does the flirting. You think she's serious, then you're going to be disappointed. And also, of course, that
floor is still under construction. With Jones's death, I doubt these will be finished one day.
That speaks badly of you as a person if you're wanting something more to happen anyway, because obviously she's with Marco, but I'm just saying. Seems like she could be like the fun kind of personality, like you're just teasing and joking all the time. Sounds like a fun person. As long as nobody's actually going to try to cheat or anything. Marco's in the dining room. Collio and Baina are in the dining room. The Nolant is in the lobby on floor 2 down the side. And Billy is at the kitchen. Yeah, I think floor 2 is where we want to be. Okay, so let's go back. Oh, wait. I think the kitchens are this way, right? Yeah. The dining room, whatever. And then it was this way, right? Yeah.
Excuse me, just one question. It won't be too long. The items deposited in Walter Jones's safe clearly indicate that had he not been murdered, the marriage with you would have taken place, and the heirs would all have been deprived of the estate. I would like to ask you 2 or 3 questions. Excuse me, I am distracted. I have what I need. See you later.
We had another item to potentially ask her about. I guess we're not going to do that now. Probably because she just started crying. We don't want to upset her, I guess is the idea.
Just one question. I won't be here for long. The items deposited in Walter Jones' safe clearly indicate that had he not been murdered, the marriage with Baina would have taken place and the heirs would all have been deprived of the estate.
The death of old Jones is not a good deal for me, Jack Norm. Baina and Walter Jones were to have married in the chapel of the tower. Walter Jones called it the Chapel of Anna Jones. It is a very secret place. Now, Walter Jones is dead, and no one else can go into the chapel. Yes, this is really a bad situation. I had ordered flowers and sheets for the altar. I had also invited my friends, as well as a shaman, for the ceremony. It was a marriage that would have settled everything properly, Jack Norm. Now everyone is going to lose a lot of money.
Where is this chapel you're talking about?
It is hidden in Jones's tower, near his suite, I think. But only Jones himself knew how to get in.
I thank you for your help.
So here's my thought on that. Or not my thought per se, but my if I could access this gem, like the actual gem, this is just a clue. It's not the actual object because I don't have it in my inventory. It's not, I don't actually have the physical object. If I had the physical object, I might be able to put that in that thing under the picture of Anna Jones and then access the chapel. But I don't know. The actual gemstone was back at their hut. They're not there anymore because it's probably covered with water just like the lower lobby is. And I don't know of anything else that would be valuable to go in there, but I have some things in my inventory. I could try random objects and see if I can put them in there and open something up, but I feel like that's not going to really probably work out for me.
This storm is horrible. One has to hope that the water doesn't rise more, Inspector. Do you want something from me?
The items deposited in Walter Jones' safe clearly indicate that had he not been murdered, the marriage with Baina would have taken place, and you would all have been disinherited.
I was totally shattered to discover this. You know, Inspector, it wasn't always simple to see clearly through my grandfather's intentions. I certainly knew of a liaison between Baina and him, but I hadn't really understood its importance, I confess. I more or less understand the feeling of loneliness that must have weighed him down since my grandmother's death.
I see.
I see. Okay. So now we want to go to the kitchen where Billy is. Not up there. This way? I think. Yeah. Denolent will be down the left side here, I think. Wait, is this the one or is it? I'm trying to remember. No, this is not. This is the dead end. Yeah, see, this is totally all flooded. It's great. No, everything's fine. It's not a problem at all. No, that's the... Wait, what? So that's the dining room. How do we... Can't get to lobby 1 now, so what am I forgetting on how to get there? It's a turn I'm not making. There we go. I think I was going right when I need to go left to here.
I need you to enlighten me on a point. The items deposited in Walter Jones' safe clearly indicate that had he not been murdered, the marriage with Baina would have taken place, and you would all have been disinherited.
My grandfather was a damned pervert, you can take my word for it, Norm. And frankly, it disgusted me to find out about his marriage plan. A filthy old man and a 20-year-old kid? It's nasty, don't you think? Thank God our luck is turned now, and I hope it'll stay on our side.
Thank you.
That doesn't really sound like the kind of response you want to give when grandchildren are the most likely culprits of a murder. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pretend to be broken up about it. It was great. It's probably the greatest thing that happened to us in a long time. Dude, bro, it's your grandfather. Are you serious right now? Are you high? Why would you say something like that just out in the blue? So how do I get to Denolent? I don't remember how I get there now. Only the two ways to go, so I guess this. See, it's either back or it's down toward the dining room. I mean, I can go up here, but there's nowhere to go. It's just the piano. I don't think he's cleaning the floor. I think I mean it's futile. It's not gonna ever amount to anything. But I think what he's trying to do is I think he's trying to like soak up as much of the water as he can to keep the floor, like there's a crack in the wall and stuff. I think he's trying to soak up the water so that the breaking apart of the structure of the hotel, it doesn't get, or he's trying as much as he can to keep it from getting worse, I guess is what I should say. Oh, that's right. Denolent is a lot farther up. He's, let's see, my floor, those two floors, 17. He's on this one, not on the others. I haven't talked to Martin for a while. If he's still out here, or not here, he's on the helipad. That's right. He's not the guard. Go this way. And up. Rather than going up right now, let's go this way. And through. Martin's out here. Let's go talk to him.
I
Just in
assume you
case.
want to question me. So go on then.
The items deposited in Walter Jones' safe clearly indicate that had he not been murdered, the marriage with Baina would have taken place and the heirs would all have been deprived of the estate.
I think that Walter Jones' deception intended to disinherit his grandchildren is particularly vicious. To marry a young woman who could be his great-grandchild. Can you believe that? But I'm not really surprised that this man had such a scheme. Mr. Jones was not a commendable man, Inspector. And rather fortunately, if I dare say, destiny was able to thwart his Machiavellian plans.
I understand.
That's all we get from him. Okay, so we're not going to ask him about anything else. Clearly, it seems, because we didn't have the option to question him about it, seems obvious he did not know, he will not know where the chapel might be, so. This is where we can go down the sides. And then down this way is Denolent. We'll get Denolent over here, and then we'll, from there.
I'm awfully sorry, but I've got things to do.
The items deposited in Walter Jones' safe clearly indicate that had he not been murdered, the marriage with Baina would have taken place and the heirs would all have been deprived of the estate.
Legally, that's certain, Inspector. The grandchildren of Walter Jones would purely and simply have been deprived of their inheritance. Walter lacked transparency on the matter of his estate and humanity toward his natural heirs. To disinherit your descendants, those of your own blood. And what's more, for the benefit of a young she-devil of 23, and him over 80 years old. All this is infinitely regrettable, even detestable. I'm ashamed to say this, Inspector, but I find that destiny has wisely changed this plan toward the honorable.
I get it.
That's it there, huh? Okay, let me see. Ta-da. Hmm. Trying to think. Yeah, nothing there. Brings up the accident by made by the mute. Does not like Christina's slutty character. Clara seems split regarding Marco and Christina's relationship. Walter always wore his chain. Always wore his chain. He confirms that he was wearing his chain. So we've got that. I mean, unless it's 12 instead of 11, I guess, but saw Walter Jones attack Baina, but Baina did not kill him and did not have a reason to take his key or his chain, so. And the other stuff, Marco's venal side, Billy's financial problems, did see Denolent on the night of Jones' death. We're not looking for who the murderer is with this particular clue set. We're looking for who may have stolen the chain. And we could use this otherwise, but the thing is, we already have Denolent. Need help? Well, anyway, talks about, he took the key. So the key would have been on the chain, so that ties that potentially. He saw everything in that Walter Jones tried to attack right now. Oh, why do I have this? Yeah, I don't want this. Confirms he's wearing his chain. I mean, I could do that, I guess. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be wrong, right? Oh, and I need a document still, yeah.
The clues do not match.
Yeah. Because this is more of motive for wanting to get in the safe, motive for potentially killing him, not really so much trying to get in the safe. So not sure. Missing a point on that. So go back up to his suite, floor 20. I don't think I have anything for it, but just in case. Let me try everything I have in my inventory. Oh, I guess what I want is potentially.
Nope. This is not possible. No, this is not possible. Nope.
Like I said, I think it's none of this stuff. None of this makes sense.
No trace. This is not possible. Nope.
Yeah. See, I need something that's special. Like this diamond or this or the rings, like any of these, right? But these are clues. I can't use them on anything. So Hmm. Is that really doesn't help us with who took the key though? Who took the chain? Or if he always wore the chain. See, these are a lot of these are good for motive for later on, maybe, but
The clues do not match.
okay, what am I? What am I doing wrong? Think if I could get into that drawer that's stuck up in Nolan's office. We don't have any secret switch here, right? Anyway, if I could get that open, there very possibly, I don't know about probably, there's very possibly something in there that I could use to get into the chapel. I still don't know where I would apply it other than, like I said, under that one portrait. So I'm pretty sure that's what I need to do. That mechanism, I need to put something in that mechanism. And then it will open up a wall behind here or whatever, something, to the chapel. So the chapel's actually, basically, I think it's like the wall of the chapel connects directly to the wall of his suite. But I need something to open that door. I already went over here before, but I might have missed something. Again, it's an entire room where I did not find anything, so that seems like I might be missing something. If this were just a hallway in the hotel, like on one of the other floors, like in the lobby between areas or whatever, that'd be different. But this isn't just a lobby, right? This is an actual full-on, full-blown room with a use. It's obviously a hot tub, possibly. I mean, maybe this is like is this a shower? Not really. I don't know. Anyway, it's got things that you would use in it, it looks like, right? So I don't know that this is just some other random room. Feels like there might be something in here. I just can't seem to locate it when I'm hovering around. And I could always be wrong. It could just be some random room. Doesn't feel like it, but it could be. Look at all the little edges and things, but it gets kind of tedious when you really don't have any. I can't imagine it's in the middle of a hot tub back there or something. Should go fast, but I don't think it's in there at all. Yeah, no. Doesn't look like it to me. not seeing anything in the room, nevertheless. Despite all my protestations, I find nothing. And also nothing in the little small seating area right here. Well, I don't know. What am I missing? Okay. See you, Silhouette. If you are able to make it in 12 hours, I'll see you then. Around then. If not, I'll see you in 22 hours or next weekend, whenever I see you next. Take it easy. Thanks for stopping and appreciate the support, as always. Huh. I don't know. Kind of stuck right now. And I also still have this. So I have to go down. It's not in this upper section. I still... If I go over here... on 17... I still have over here an object that I cannot open either. Like not an object. Well, I guess it is, but it's a container. This. Zoom into this, and I can't seem.
I can't do this.
Yeah. So not there.
I can't do this. Nope. I can't do this.
See, I can't open these. But these look like I should be able to use... Looks like a hex head, maybe, but I cannot quite tell if the head is hexagonal, so I might not even be able to use a wrench on this. I don't know exactly, but I feel like I should be able to open this somehow. And so there could be something in here also. But I don't know what I'm missing. Well, I don't like looking it up, but I think I'm going to look up this one because I'm not sure on this. Let me see what I'm missing. See. Chain. Oh, is that it? Oh, I didn't reread that, so that's why. So we have everything else we need. War's chain as always, was wearing it, and he took the key, fingerprint on the key, the portrait showing the chain, the broken chain. What we need is the autopsy, apparently. The autopsy must say that he had a chain that was... Let's see. short sleeve shirts, undergarment, vest, tie, jacket, pair of pants, socks, leather jacket, wrist. Five parallel lacerations starting at the eye level. Oh yeah, that was from the fingernail scratch, yeah. Yeah, the base of the Adam's apple carries the trace of a recent blue/yellow colored hematoma caused by a chain being ripped off the neck. Yeah, so that's how that was. So that's the document. That's what I was missing. There we go.
Who stole the chain from Walter Jones's neck? Hubert de Nolan stole the key from Walter Jones's neck.
I'll pause. I'll wait to say something.
Hi, Reeves. The attorney Hubert de Noland is really not clean. He's the one who stole the key of the safe from his boss's corpse, and he pretends the safe was empty by chance. Okay, I'll keep you posted.
Watch out for yourself, Jack. You gotta keep an eye on this guy. I believe you've got your suspect. Good luck.
I was gonna say, I think it's funny that the lady summarizing, or the lady's voice summarizing things, says Hubert de Nolan, but like no one else says that in the game. Everybody else says de Noland. I mean, yes, his name is French, but if everybody else is saying de Noland, he probably goes by de Noland, not de Nolan. Super French it up. Okay, so where are we now then? We are, we need to do this one. What was the cause of his death? Oh. I do have stuff for that. So we have the autopsy again. There you go.
What are the causes of Walter Jones's death? Walter Jones is dead from a bullet in the back that perforated his right lung.
Hi, Reeves. The case is clear. Walter Jones was actually shot. The bullet went through his chest. We've got a murder on our hands, and I think that little Baina has nothing to do with any of this.
I read the forensics report too, Jack. In my opinion, you should concentrate on the attorney. He was at the scene of the crime too, and he hasn't spit anything out yet. He's tough, this guy. Okay, good luck, Jack.
Things are now simple. There's a murder. It's sufficient to find the murderer.
Alright, so there we go. So now we got those all filled out. So now we can actually move on to the next puzzle piece that I was I was missing. I didn't do these. I jumped to this one before these two were solved. What was the crime weapon? Oh, I might know that actually also. Let's see. Because rag and another material thing? I mean, rifle, I know. Wood chips. So we're missing the rifle as a material component. We know, we already looked at the rifles and verified Interesting. I'm not sure. Autopsy report. Regulatory commission. This just says a bullet. Doesn't say what the weapon was. Well, it does say, actually, 7033 bullet. So that will actually be useful. I guess it's probably our document again. But I need gloves. Condoms. See, this could be because it's latex, right? I mean, I'm assuming that's what condoms are still made of these days. So if that's latex, that can be used equivalent to like a glove where you don't leave any prints. But that doesn't tell me what the weapon is. That just tells me how they avoided fingerprints, right? We've got, okay, if I go, let's just do this. Okay, if I go back out. Go over here. And we want 21, so back up here. I actually don't think it's Denolent or Denolo. I'm pretty sure it's somebody else, and this is a red herring. Hubert Denolent. So back up to 22. No, 21. As long as Denolent isn't in the office and pulls a gun on us or something. Or not the office, I guess, the library. So if we go over here, look at this.
It's not .270 caliber Winchester.
That's up here. That's not what I was...
This rifle was bolted and is the only weapon of the right caliber which still has traces of powder.
So we have something new. I already analyzed those, though, before. But okay. Yeah, see, it just did the same thing. It just gave me the rag again. I go over here. Okay, I have the rag. But I don't. What if I do this?
Fingerprints on a weapon. This reeks of an amateur. The smooth wood of this weapon rubbed against a rugged surface. Strange, Mr. Jones, that a man as careful as you left such an ugly scrape on your beautiful rifle.
Okay, and this. Scratches here. Okay, so comparison. Compare this with this.
Incorrect match.
No. So they are not scratches of the rifle there.
Incorrect
So it's
match.
not Marco. At least doing that. I don't think it's Martin, but we can compare.
Incorrect match.
Okay, this. Denolant.
Correct match.
But why did you manipulate this rifle, Hubert de Noland?
Do that with this, maybe? There we go.
Correct match.
So, we have, although I don't think they show up in our material still, we have that. Is there another one? Not this way. Yeah, the windowsill in that. But the shards do not match the rifle? Interesting. Oh, but I can maybe do this? That might be what I want. No?
The clues do not match.
So these shards are wrong. Trace interestings. Or interessant. Translation. Très intéressant. Or très intéressant. Very interesting. Yeah. How do I get into that? No, none of this stuff. I guess we go question De Noland again. Hey, man. What were you doing with the gun at the window? Maybe taking a long-distance shot at Walter Jones? I don't believe you. No, I do want this way. No, I should go here. I don't know what this game has in store. It's a point and click, but it might, nevertheless, have some kind of QTE or rough equivalent. So let me save just in case Denolin comes after me and I was not prepared and my guy dies or something.
I'm awfully sorry, but I've got things to do.
Explain to me why this gun has your fingerprints, Mr. Noland.
I knew that I ought to have told you from the beginning, but I was afraid that you would suspect I was the murderer. When I saw that something was turning out badly between Baina and Walter, I took this rifle and I removed the eyepiece to observe what was going on. Now, I was more than 200 meters away, and it was thanks to this rifle scope that I could distinguish Baina, who was pushing Walter over the edge. But the idea of shooting at Walter never crossed my mind. Why would I have killed him? He who made my career and generously remunerated me for my services.
You already lied to me. Now you want me to believe that you did not make use of this gun? How do you want me to believe you again, Noland? Okay, and supposing I believe you used the rifle as binoculars and not as a weapon, who could have taken the rifle after you and shot Walter Jones?
I didn't run into anyone when I left my office. I'm the only one left in the tower who has a key card to enter this office. I don't understand how Walter Jones could have been killed by this rifle. Please, believe me.
Are there firearms somewhere in this tower?
I recommend that you return to the office of Walter Jones, Inspector. Walter loved guns. In his youth, he was a passionate hunter, doubling as a crack shot.
Did you hear a gunshot around 11 p.m.?
I already told you that the storm was really violent at that time, an incredible racket. I don't see how I could have heard a gunshot.
Sure, I see.
I don't believe you. Well, let me give you some other explanation that doesn't really give much detail and doesn't really get me off the hook. Ah, sure, I see. Okay, bro. Oh, I have new Colio? Oh, yeah. We talked about the hidden chapel. That's right. I did click that. Talk to Marco again. Like I said, Marco's suspicious because he used to be a good shot. So the fact that he at one point was considered even a beginner level marksman, so a marksman, but maybe not as good as some other marksmen. The fact that that was true makes me question why we would not suspect him given the murder weapon used. Down to lobby 2. Okay, this way is the way to the kitchen, or dining room, I mean.
I'm hoping to ask you some questions. Did you hear a gunshot around 11 p.m.?
When I sleep, even thunder can't wake me up.
Okay.
That's all we're going to ask him. Okay.
I'm hoping to ask you some questions. Did you hear a gunshot around 11 p.m.?
The thunderstorm was too fierce, and the wind, too. When the weather is like that, I hear nothing, Jack Norm.
I get it. Just one question. I won't be here for long. Did you hear a gunshot around 11 p.m.?
Yeah, I think she's basically more or less saying what Colio said. Not exactly, obviously, but I think it's along the same lines. Like, maybe, but there was thunder, so probably not. The hand motions don't exactly say that, but I think she's kind of saying, I could have, but I don't know. I think it's more or less the gesture she was giving. And then now this way. This is where Billy is. Billy, my man. Bro.
I would like to ask you 2 or 3 questions. Did you hear a gunshot around 11 p.m.?
Listen, Inspector, when I play poker, I don't hear anything around me. I'm as if in a bubble, you know?
I understand.
So his excuse is he was playing poker and so wasn't paying attention. Interesting. I'm not sure if I believe him or not. I don't know how good he would have been. He was also on safari. All the grandchildren were. So he might have... It could be Marco, Sonia, or Billy. I think any of them. Marco's the only one that was actually said to be a marksman, at least in an article. Doesn't mean the other 2 were not good, despite what they may try to say. Let's do 14 and talk to Clara and Christina first, and then we'll go up to 17 and talk to Sonia. And I will probably be ending this after we talk to Sonia for today.
You can't pass me up, can you, Jack? I will just love it if you continue like this.
Big flirt.
Did you hear a gunshot around 11 p.m.?
No, I don't remember anything.
I get it.
Mr. Norm, what a surprise. I'm here, so make the most of it. Of the opportunity to question me, I mean.
Did you hear a gunshot around 11 p.m.?
No, I heard no gunshot.
I get it.
Okay, so the only other one off. Well, I'll talk to Sonia. I'm going to talk to Lorenzo as well before we call it today. Just because he is just a couple of floors up from Sonia. We're already at the high end of the tower, so.
My God, you seem unstoppable, Inspector. So what's with the investigation?
This room apparently is called the technical workshop. I mean, there's technical stuff in here. There are also washing machines, which is not really a technical workshop thing, but whatever, I guess.
Did you hear a gunshot around 11 p.m.?
Sorry, Mr. Norm, but I heard no gunshot. Without a doubt, because of the thunderstorm.
Without a doubt. Thank you.
Okay. It's possible nobody will say that they heard one, but if that's the case, then it does make me wonder. This is the garden, right? Or is this the other? Yeah, that's right. Does make me wonder why I'm even asking the question if nobody heard it. So, kind of. Interesting clue to try to investigate when literally nobody has any knowledge of it.
I assume you want to question me. So go on then.
Did you hear a gunshot around 11 p.m.?
No, that evening one could only hear thunderclaps, Inspector. It would have been impossible to distinguish the noise of a gunshot amidst all that uproar.
I see.
You just finished with Denolent. Started asking everybody else about gunshots. I don't think we go back to Denolent. I don't think that makes sense. So we'll go up.
Obviously, you're on my tracks, Inspector.
Are there firearms somewhere in this tower?
Mr. Jones owned a nice collection of guns and rifles in his office, and one can say that he was, in this domain, an enlightened amateur.
Did you hear a gunshot around 11 p.m.?
The rain was falling, the wind was whistling, lightning was illuminating the sky, and thunder clapped. What else would you have liked me to hear, Inspector?
I understand.
Yeah, so I guess I'll go to his office and then we'll save it when we're at his office. Just because I think we might need to analyze things more closely than we had before. I'm not convinced that that's the case, but maybe. Oh, that's his room. That's not it. His office is behind Denolens, or behind the main section of the library. So I actually want to go back there. 21 is what I want, not 20. Oh. Was this one, wasn't it, that had that? Maybe not. I guess it was the other one. This window over here. Or maybe not. Anyway, we'll save it though here. Okay. So that is going to do it for today. Thanks. I know you're gone already, but thanks, Silwell, Faux Fox, Mia, Monmouth, anybody else who's joined me. Appreciate the support as always. Okay, so about 11 and a half hours from now, we will start the next stream. It'll be continuing Don't Escape 4 Days to Survive. We are on day 3, trying to survive the thunderstorm in the first round of Awakening after the fact. So we'll see how things proceed from there. And then the last stream will be more Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. I think I have a couple of things I'd like to try for strategy. See if I can do better in that fight that I kept failing at last week. We'll find out how well my plan goes or not. Anyway, appreciate the support. I'll talk to you guys next time. Till then, peace.
Poor Spider.
This freaking boy. Oh, that's so sad.